Hi, welcome to another Interstellar Prime update video. Today we're going to be covering what we have been working really hard on in the past few weeks. So first off, we created a dynamic quest system in the Sandbox Mode, but we have call it differently now. We don't call it Sandbox Mode anymore. From now we're going to call it the Freelance Mode. And the reason being is because, you know, usually when you think of Sandbox, you don't really think of quests and, you know, lines and stuff like that. You think of just freelance, or not freelance, just sandbox building, because we might in the future, but we want to narrow down our focus. So in the freelance, it's going to be unlocked after you, when the game release and out of early access. It's going to be what's unlocked after you finish the story mode. So that's what our team decided to do, just for, you know, just to make everything kind of consistent and make sense. So now what we created is a quest system inside a sandbox, or a freelance mode. We call it this way now, and you can actually make money and do quests that is going to be randomly, procedurally generated using an algorithm we developed. So for example, right now, if you started a new game, you're going to be confronted or presented with this new opportunity, which is basically a really big sequential quest that allow you to board a ship, which you will explain, and then you can actually get a lot of money, and just really the whole purpose of that quest is to show you around what you can do in the game. So that's what that is. But I'm going to go ahead and take a tour, and saying that, hey, I'm not ready for that big thing yet, I just want to stay around the area type deal. Any smaller jobs? And then he's going to ask what kind of tasks are you up for. And there are three main type options that you can do, but really there's more to it than that, because each one of these have randomly procedurally generated stuff. For example, I can tell, hey, do you need mine gathering? Do you need some minerals? And then he's going to say, yeah, are you ready for that? I have some stuff. And then if I accept, it's going to procedurally generate what kind of mineral he has to go find. And then and later on, the game will have a different biome, for the lack of a better term, or different environment that will have different types of mineral present. For right now, in Remnant's sector, there's not a whole lot of precious stuff. It's just really randomly generated, lower value stuff. But if he wants you to go get like selenium or something, or you know, water or something like that, you have to go to a farther section, which require you to have a better ship. So, but right now you can actually do a special mission, which is more action based. Basically, I'm going to saying that, all right, do you have any special mission? There's a chance that there is, there's a chance there isn't. You have to come back and check. That's just really the point of having a procedurally generated quest from this NPC, which is Hans. So at the moment, I'm just going to go ahead and say that, you know what, I'm just going to accept the special opportunity and launch the app, or not the app, launch the quest for the, you know, like the tutorial mission, pretty much. So I'm going to go ahead and skip through all this. You can read it if you want, and I'm going to go ahead and just kind of follow the marker, and then just really the whole goal of this video is to just show you around what we have been working on so far. So I'm going to take a shortcut and use the turbo lift here, and then turbo tube, whatever it's called, and then I'm going to go ahead and get out and go this way. So that saves me like a couple minutes worth of walking. I'm going to go ahead and change to this. If you followed our development, you've probably seen all this before, of how we station system, which you'll about to see in a few seconds here. When you look up right here, that's procedurally generated. So every single time you have start a new game, it will basically generate that section. So I'll let you go ahead and explore that by yourself on your own. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cover what's really new. So I'm gonna go ahead and fly. This is another thing that we've made, is a flight system that you can actually switch, look around inside the cockpit, look out by pressing V with the launch system, and you can dock. And if you see that arrow pointing down with a curve, That's just an indication that you can dock at that position. Like, you can go back there and dock and so on, but right now my instruction says that I need to be docking to this ship, so that's what I'm doing. And don't worry about the animation glitch, we'll fix that later. That's later down the line of our work queue. Here I am in the the Selene, RSMS Selene. This is just kind of like a mining vessel that has a larger mining vessel that can dock stuff, and then we're gonna go ahead and go over this later. But this, if you follow us from way in the beginning since 2017, you'll recognize that model. It is the same ship or the same vessel that we used for the concept demo. All right, here we are. And my instruction is I need to go to the bridge. So I'm going to go ahead and get to the changing suit here, take my armor off, and then walk. Oh, not this way. This is the crew's quarter. I'm going to head back this way and then get into the elevator to get me to the bridge to meet the captain, Captain Booth. So as you can see here, this is all in real time. In terms of like the scale size, you can walk around, and here's the bridge. So, and there's the captain. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk to him. And we're still working on the lines with voice acting. So right now, at the moment, in this unofficial release on the pre-alpha branch, you won't get the voice acting correct yet. He's gonna be basically, I just have to use the same lines over and over and over again. But you can read the footnote or the closed caption of what's going on if you want. So anyway, right now my instruction is to go back to the Thunderbird, and then basically the Captain Booth, the captain of this ship, needs to make sure that the freelance guy like me have what it takes to complete the mission. So he's giving me a task to perform some evaluation, and that's just basically flying around in my jets and shoots a septic tank strapped onto a torpedo. So that's basically what I'm doing right now, just to test out the weapon system of this ship. And I'm going to take this opportunity to talk about the flight mechanics that we have added into the game. So as you can see here, it's pretty much a space sim fighter combat. So you can see the vector heading and the locking system using missiles, and then that's how you shoot down the enemy. And there's more coming. So really the trick is to go right behind them and shoot your guns, or to launch a missile and then basically hopefully it hits. But with a high speed or a high velocity target like these torpedoes, it's going to be a lot harder to hit with a missile unless you're right behind them. So the best way to do it is just to use the guns and then kind of fire ahead of time so that the bullet will meet the target as it hits, or just go really, really close and try to chase it, just like that. Alright, and you can also go in the first person mode, which is a lot of people prefer that. By the way, you can press and hold the middle mouse to look around, but you'll also turn as you look around, so be careful. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this target down. Here we go. There's a few more, I believe, and then we can move on. Here's another septic tank strapped onto a torpedo. Let's shoot him down. And you might notice the music is a bit different today. Well, we're using like an 80s royalty-free music at the moment, because we're composing music for that at the moment. So right now we're just going to use like something that we can grab from YouTube, royalty-free. So just to kind of pass by the moment at the moment, so we don't want you to hear the same Remnant City music all the time. Anyway, so now that we have created, or not created, we have destroyed, the opposite of created, the septic tanks, my next task is to fly towards that asteroid. Here I am, and I'm going to stop, and I'm going to go ahead and exit out of the Thunderbird. And I can look around and I can actually do, if you've seen earlier videos or play our game, this is kind of like one of the first thing you do. But what we've added also is the ability to stow your equipment and close the lid. So yeah, some people have been asking that for a long time. We just now have implemented that. Alright, now that we have the mineral tank towed, we can start mining. So I'm going to go ahead and use this plasma laser and cut the rocks. Here we go. And then you say, okay, break a couple more, just to make sure I'm not using a knockoff piece of equipment. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and do that. More rocks. Here we go. Whenever. Are you good, boss? Alright, are you happy with this now? See, I'm not using a knockoff. Alright. Hopefully this is it. Yes, no, maybe? Okay. Alright. Looks like you got what it takes to do the basic. Now let's put the gear back. Let's see what's going on next. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put my gear back. Here we go. And then get back to the Thunderbird. And then my rifle is stowed. Now, what is my next mission? My next mission, oh, I just got 3,000 credits. So my next mission now is to go buy some guns, buy some weapons, so I can actually do some combat missions later, I would presume. Alright, so here we are by the Mighty Cricket, and I'm going to hop off my jet and board onto this immersion vessel. That brings another topic, that this game, when it's said and done, there's going to be a lot of ships that's flying around, procedurally generated of course, and you're going to have a trading vessel like this that you can go in and do trades to get exotic items and such, and maybe upgrades for your weapons and crews and your ship. So right now I'm just going to see what you got.
We've got
apparently he only sells guns, so I'm going to go ahead and buy a few firearms right now. Only options are those, and never forget the ammo. I'm going to go ahead and get maybe 25 mags, 750 rounds of that, and then some rounds, and then I have 78 credits left, so I think I'm good. Now that I have my stuff, I'm going to go ahead and head back to the Thunderbird, and the instruction says to dock back at the Selene. However, my marker is showing me that I need to go the opposite direction, so that just basically means that there's a bug. So we'll fix that. So, but I'm just going to go ahead and fly back to the Selene and dock, and then move on. Dock. Here we go. And by the way, if you hit something, you will die. With you know, many times. There's some grace periods there, but as before, you can ram into stuff all you want, and then you'll no damage done. But now you can actually explode if you hit something really hard. All right, here we are. I'm gonna go ahead and get to your personal station and sleep, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. It's been a long day. Here we go. Scene. And I'm going to go ahead and save the slot. Here we go. Here we are. I don't think the saving is working yet as of this update, but the next one will definitely fix that. Alrighty. So, basically, I'm going to take this chance to kind of explain what's going on here. So, our SMS Selene is a mining vessel from the Remnant Sector government. And their task is to basically mine minerals, you know, to feed the RMS or RSMS government. But if you follow the story, what Hans was saying earlier, they basically have a lot of budget cuts and stuff, and they don't have like a full-time fighter pilot and so on. So that's why they have to hire you as a freelancer who has a fighter jet and can do mining. So that's basically what this is, and brings to the next development thing that we have done. If you follow us from the beginning, you realize that this is very similar to what we had before in the concept demo, and that's exactly where we're at. we basically are getting so close to you know, to putting everything together with a new engine. So as you can see on the top left hand corner, the number there, that's the frame rate. If you recall or have ever even played the old engine, you realize how sluggish that is, and then at times the frame rates were down to like 1 digit. It was unacceptable, and that was one of the main reasons why we have to scrap the entire project and use the new engine that we have today and pretty much rebuild the entire game here. Anyway, now that we're here, you can see that we've added a lot of stuff since then in the new engine. Like you can actually build your ship, and there's a we'll up the combat a little bit. So right now it's just pretty simple. You can just point and shoot, and, you know, hit the action renders our enemy. This guy will be useless when he's getting hit. But yeah, so right now my job is to find the bridge, and it doesn't look like the bridge is here. I'm gonna head back. Maybe it's not in this level. Maybe you have to go back down here. Is that the bridge? I think I see the bridge. Alright, I'm just gonna save my bullet. These guys are pretty dumb. And you'll find out later on in the story of who these guys are, and they are not humans, obviously, but they are actually basically apes, genetically engineered apes to be to weaponize and so on. Anyway, so I found a PDA, and right now you're not really gonna see anything as far as the what's going on in the comms and stuff like that, in the story and the dialogue, because we haven't developed it yet. So right now it's just basically you're here, and then here's a whole bunch of stuff, figure it out. So we're finishing that right now. That's why it's an official update. And you might some of you might ask, yeah, I see all these, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 gigabytes of updates, and then there's no release. Nothing's telling me what's new. Yeah, we apologize about that. There's so much that's going on that it's just kind of pointless to tell until it's done, and then we can actually officially record. Yeah, this is what we're doing. This is what's changed, so on and so forth. But yeah. All right. So my task right now is basically to come to this particular point and use the drone, which is the RTS mode, and then which is not working at the moment. So oh well. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at that later. But basically, once that's done, you're gonna be able to use the RTS mode and then go to explore this cave within the asteroid. And basically, when I get inside, I'm gonna be confronted with a lot of enemies that I don't even have enough bullets to even withstand. So I will need my robots to help me. So that's just basically what it is. But yeah, I think there's a bug that it didn't create the instance for that, so that's why it didn't work when I activated that stuff. So I'll make another video just to show you after we fix that particular bug. But yes, you're supposed to be controlling this guy and a whole bunch of droids, and that basically becomes into an RTS mode to explore a hidden lab in there. And I'll save that for the next video. Alright, thanks for watching. Well, actually, before we go, let's go ahead and hop into the jet real quick, and then I'm going to do a cheat code of basically pressing F7, and this is kind of like the prototype of the endless waves of enemies. So I'm gonna go ahead and there's that ship, but you can see here there's a whole bunch of glitch. We're still working on it. So basically, that's a big ship. If you follow us from the beginning, you recognize that what that thing is. There we go. So that one's done. We'll clean up a whole bunch of animations and effects later, but right now you can see here that there's You can just fly around. The frame rates are really good compared to what we had before, considering how much we have going on here. And every little asteroid that you see with gases are actually mineable asteroids. So I can stop here anytime, get my gear out, and do mining. So, and then we're also working on a way to land on these asteroids and do harvesting like in the original concept demo. So for example, yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot down that enemy, and then just kind of show you. You have to press R to lock onto the enemy right in front of you in order to use the missile, just like that. And then the next wave is coming, so it's going to be an endless wave of enemies at this point. It's just to show you the fighter combat element. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video right now, and hopefully hear some feedback if you guys get a chance to check out our pre-alpha branch of this game. Alright, till next time. Thanks.